Bonjour mes amis, hi guys, today we have a beautiful Cartier from the higher end of the Cartier watchmaking. This is the Tortue XL CPCP, yes, from the Cartier Privé collection, which ran from 98 to 2008. It's getting its recognition, especially at the moment. This one, the reference is W1545951. And inside we have repurposed JLC caliber with some typical Cartier finish. We'll come to this in a second. The watch is in white gold, so it is very substantial, and it wears fairly big. So it's 38 millimeter left to right, 11.2 of height, and 48.1 millimeters. I can show it to you on the wrist right now. As you can see on my 17 centimeter wrist, it is a beautiful man's watch, I would say. Very impressive. Look at the distortion from the thick sapphire crystal. So the watch is 122 grams, come on an alligator strap with the underside in a calf skin. You have the original buckle, very similar to the first one that Louis Cartier had designed, with a folding excess here. So when the strap is brand new, probably not so easy to set, but once it's broken in, as you can see here, this watch is on loan from my collector friend. He decided to wear it for the next 8 days. It's an 8 days power reserve watch. It then becomes a very comfortable indeed. So as you can see in the construction of the watch, everything is backloaded. There is no seam between the case and well, the absent bezel here. The back will be loaded in and then held on by the screws on the side. You have the typical faceted crown with the capuchon. You wouldn't accept anything less from Cartier. And on the dial side, we have a heat blued hands, beautiful rosette at the center, and you have, in general, the CPCP watches have a more impressive work on the guilloche of the dial than the regular production models. So 8 days power reserve. The watch should be running for a total of 10, but the chronometry will be guaranteed for 8 days. You have the small seconds, very simple dial sunken in over here, the watchmaker's 4, the Cartier signature there in the 7, and you have a grand date, which used to be a JLC specialty. I believe it was the patent was taken by Longer later on. Now let's look at the beautiful movement at the back. So as I said, it's JLC based, not really modified apart from the finishing. It's an 876, which started actually in a reverse, so as the 877 earlier on, and you will find similar movements. You will recognize this from Panerai watches, like the reference 190, for example, or 197 or 198. You have the movement finished here with the Cartier logo. The finishing is quite impressive. Not all machines, some of it is manual, and 8 days power reserve is realized through 2 barrels. So it's a manual wind, but you don't have to wind too long. Apparently the manual winding is very easy. Now it's already fully wound, but it only takes 55 turns, which is to the credit of the engineers at JLC. The movement runs at 4 hertz. As you can see at the back, even the sapphire at the back is cambered, which is a sign that no expenses were spared, of course, for CPCP. So yeah, in terms of the pricing for these, not easy to find. It will cost you in excess of $20,000, which I think makes sense for a full white gold watch, rare piece from the mid 2000s. That was really nice. I want to put it again on the wrist. It's a watch that can be your only watch. Really a fantastic looking piece. And if you're serious about watch collecting, I think that the CPCP collection, all the watches actually that were made in the mid 2000s that share a lot of the traits should be on your radar. In my collection, I have a Cartier Tank American, which is also white gold, not CPCP, but a lot of it is very similar, including a very nice movement. The thing with Cartier, they sell mostly those iconic designs, but many of the watches just ride on the back of the higher end that they can produce and are running more pedantic movement, not as slim, not as pleasant to watch, not as pleasantly finished. And usually I think a lot of the watches you find at the shops are quite overpriced, so I would not advise you to spend too much money on those, and maybe look for those in on the second-hand market. But this is totally at the polar opposite of that. This is a true collectible, and yeah, congratulations to my ColleKtor friend. I think you should be wearing this one a lot more, not just for 8 days. It's a wonderful one watch, and you guys, if you're interested, well, happy hunting. That's all I can say. Bye bye, guys.